Pricing is over. But at Phil Long Ford in Motor City, American value still means something. Colorado's best season, Phil Long's biggest discounts of the year. 0% financing, no payments for 90 days. And I'll throw $1,000 towards your down payment. Plus, get a complimentary 2-year premium maintenance plan.
That's the Phil Long way.
We'll beat any deal by $750, and we'll prove it. Only at the original Ford store in Motor City.
Hey there, crew. Good morning to you. It is Monday. It is the last week of July. It's the 27th here. You're on Peaks to Plains Weather. This is Mornings with Meister. Do it every Monday through Friday morning at 6:30 until we're done. Thanks for being part of my morning. I appreciate it. And I am drinking the American Classic Coffee American Dream. This is their new roast. Spence doing this for the 250th birthday of America. It is a light roast. It is a single origin roast. It's got chocolate and sugar cane notes, so it's got a little bit of sweetness to it, and it is very, very nice. I am enjoying it very, very much. This is Spence's dream, the American dream, American Classic Coffee. Being a small business owner, I appreciate that, and you should try it out. He'll give you 10% off if you put Peaks in the checkout, and I recommend it. I love all of his coffee. It's so smooth and easy drinking is what I love about it. It is delicious. So, cheers to you, my friends. Good morning. How did you do with the heat yesterday? Yeah, it was hot. In fact, for some perspective, the all-time record high in Colorado or anywhere was set in 2019. It was 115 at John Martin Reservoir on the plains. So 111 is pretty dang hot. We set records in Denver, the Springs, Pueblo, Alamosa, the major climate reporting stations yesterday. Lamar, I think, tied the all-time record high. In the towns outside of the cities that are our official climate reporting stations, records just aren't as good, but from what I could find, that's the all-time record. I don't have the date of it, but we tied it yesterday. And in Springfield, 109, I think, set an all-time record high. So it was really, really hot yesterday and humid too. That's the thing about this that I think makes it feel a little bit worse than what we normally get around here. It's not that sort of dryish heat that we often have because it is really, really sort of moist out there, which is why we've been getting storms with some heavy rain. I know we didn't really get those over the plains this weekend, but I do have a change in the forecast. Yesterday, my buddy Brett from Apex and Structure was out at Memorial Park kind of in the middle of the day before storms got going over the mountains. He sent me this shot, kind of the postcard shot of Colorado Springs, and so I wanted to thank him for doing that. It's a great look, and he sends me some pretty cool stuff, so check out Apex Sky and Structure. Most of the storms yesterday stayed over the mountain areas. We had a couple around Walsenburg and Trinidad, but you can see here most of the action was over the hills. And that will start to change up here over the next couple of days as we shift things from the mountains eastward. We're still going to have them over the mountains, but things will gradually shift east. That will change our temperatures as well. Let's check out what's happening out there this morning. After that hot day yesterday, crew, a lot of us are running about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago east of the mountains, and it's about as warm as we get to start off a day in Colorado. It's 78 right now in Pueblo and 77 in the Springs. And you feel the humidity outside this morning. You feel the humidity over the mountains too, where we are well into the 50s. So it is a mild start to the day. And here's why you feel the humidity. We have dew points in the 50s everywhere. So there's water at the surface. There's water up top. And it is going to be another day of some thunderstorms. And we'll just change things up here where those storms kind of were. You can see we've got some clouds out there this morning too. South Academy and I-25 in Colorado Springs. The humidity is 47%, which you're like, well, why does it feel so humid if the humidity is that low? Relative humidity is a function of temperature. It's relative to how much water the air could hold at a given temperature. But 47% this time of the morning in Colorado is pretty dang high. If you're driving up to Denver, they have some clouds as well. Also sitting in the mid-70s there at Lincoln on the south side of Colorado Springs. Pueblo West this morning, good morning. You can see we've got the light of day kind of starting. Have you noticed that the sunrises are getting a little bit later? It's kind of the transition here. I mean, school starts for some kids in the next couple of weeks as we head into August here. And just kind of zipping past the end of summer. And we have some clouds over some of the mountain areas as well, associated with some showers that continued into a good chunk of the evening and overnight. I want to give you an update on the Aspen Acres Fire this morning. The rain has been beneficial for the fire. Official numbers as of last check, over 101,000 acres. But the containment is up to 64% now. We've had some new containment on western parts of the fire here, and I'll highlight a couple of the areas where we've seen that, kind of around Mingus Ranch and kind of just to the east of Highway 165. In a couple different spots. So that's good news. The areas we're most working on is the part of the fire that's running up towards St. Charles Peak, and then the Chicken Foot on the southwestern corner. Of course, it's this area here that they are concerned about and want to keep the fire out to not make a run toward the Rye area. But if you look at and you listen to the reports they're doing just one time a day now, the rain's been good. They feel good about the lines they've got. The lines that are right up against the fire, the lines that are out ahead of the fire on that western flank where the terrain is gnarlier and they have a harder time getting to. So they're feeling good about that. Rocky Mountain team, their Northern Rockies Team 6 that's been here for the last couple of weeks is going to transition to a different team who's shadowing them today, and then they'll take over this week. So we continue to work on that. Number of personnel on the fire keep dropping back. Everybody's back. in their homes, or those that lost their homes, unfortunately, have access to them and are, beginning the recovery process at this point. And over the next few days, with the threat of heavy rain continuing, we will keep a close eye on the Aspen Acres Fire, because we got storms that are going to put down some real heavy rain here. So let's start to jump into the short-term forecast, because as we start to move through today, we notice a couple of different things. One, it's still hot. So here's those numbers from yesterday again for some perspective. Today we might lose a degree or two, and we still might hit 110 somewhere out over the eastern plains. So it's hot, it's humid, you're going to feel that. It's oppressive heat. There are heat advisories out there again. But storms start to shift out across the plains, which we didn't really have over the weekend. There were a couple yesterday afternoon. But you can see the clockwise flow. I'll let this roll back through here. Not so much yesterday, but watching the last couple of frames here early this morning, the center of the circulation is kind of right over southeastern Colorado. And so we, as that starts to shift off to the south a little bit, are going to see storms have more of a west to east component here early this week. There's still plenty of monsoon moisture out there. There's a little wave in the atmosphere off to the west of Denver this morning called a mesoscale convective vortex that'll move east today, kind of rotating around the north side of that high. And that might produce a couple severe thunderstorms with some gusty wind later on today. We'll keep an eye on that. But where the high is and where it's going to be shifting is going to help things kind of move east as we head from the afternoon into the evening, and we'll also bring a cool front into the area. So here's how things will develop today. We've got moisture around, so there's some clouds around that'll be with us through the morning. Then we hit the afternoon, we start to see storms develop, mainly on the north side of that area of high pressure. So while there could be a couple of storms to the south of Highway 50, I think there's better organization this afternoon to the north of Highway 50. And notice how some of those storms are out over the plains. That's with that MCV moving from the mountains out across the plains this afternoon. And a couple of those, like I said, could have some gusts around 60 miles per hour. We'll keep an eye on that. I like what we saw over the weekend. Heavy rain, 1/2 inch to 1 inch or more, certainly possible with some of the storms here. So just keep that in mind. Then this evening, we get the rain cool there from storms starting to move around. We've had outflow boundaries helping to produce storms the last few days, and a little cool front comes in from the north. And so the farther south you are this evening, especially east of the mountains, a better chance of some thunderstorms starting to develop. And we'll keep some of those around probably into early Tuesday morning. So those of you that missed out this weekend, I'm trying to take care of you. And again, the threat for some gusty wind is best out across northeast Colorado. If you drew a line from about Lyman out toward Lamar and then off to the northeast is where we'll keep an eye on that. Tomorrow, the high shift in south even a little bit more, so there's a more defined west to east flow. Storms will have more of a typical kind of movement that we see during severe weather season, where in the middle part of the day, they develop over the mountains, they shift across the plains in the middle part of the afternoon, and then they move east late afternoon into the evening. And there's going to be a lot of water in the atmosphere tomorrow, and storms will have some very heavy rain with them. And there are a couple computers that are kind of eyeing what this version of Skycast I'm showing you is doing, that is kind of pinging the heart of the area tomorrow with the threat for some heavy rain. So it's a day to really watch the Aspen Acres Fire. We'll have to watch the other fires over the mountains the next few days. Storms are going to be efficient rain producers, head off to the east. As they come down the hills tomorrow, they may produce some gusty wind. So we'll keep an eye on that. So if you get a severe thunderstorm warning the next couple of days, it is because we've got wind gusts in those slow-moving storms that are producing rain around 60 miles per hour. So that's kind of the short-term forecast here, right? So where are you guys at this morning? Let me know how your weekend was here. Some of you checking in. Vicky's saying good morning. Good morning, Vicky. Thanks for watching Peaks to Plains weather. Susan says, I got my American Classic coffee at the farmer's market in Monument. And She sent me a note yesterday about that, and she said that she really, really enjoys it. So, Susan, I'm glad. Green Bay Barb asked how my weekend was. She says, I feel like I'm living in Michigan again. That's how humid it is, for sure. My weekend was pretty good. My wife and I have a supper club that we've been doing with some friends since 2016. And so once a month, we get together and have dinner, and we rotate who hosts. Every now and then we'll go out, but we hosted last night, and it was good to have the crew over, played some games, had a good dinner. Thanks for asking, Green Bay Barb. My daughter went to see my niece, who got married a couple weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago already. And moved to North Dakota with her husband, where he works in the oil industry. And so my daughter's up there with her, kind of helping her get organized, and they're going to drive back together on Tuesday. My son is getting ready. He's ready to go back to college. I mean, that's where his life is. He's been there for a couple of years now. He and I will make a drive here coming up in a few weeks as we get into the middle part of August, because cross-country season starts pretty quick when they get back to school. So let's see what else we got here. Wizard Vitas says, I didn't have to water the garden. That was nice. And Cass says, I clocked 105 on my weather station yesterday. Yeah, it was a toasty one. And Jim ordered 5 pounds of Zero Dark 30. That's the American Classic coffee that is the high caffeine variety and gives you a little bit of extra. Jimbo, he doesn't need that, but he likes it, and he drinks a couple pots a day. Jim's actually my really good friend. He is in the supper club. He told me yesterday he drinks a couple pots a day. Attaboy, Jim. Proud of you. All right. I do have a giveaway this morning. Coming up on Saturday, there is a really fun event to celebrate and honor the 250th birthday of America and the 150th centennial or sesquicentennial of Colorado. Check this out. Well, we celebrate our good things here on Peaks to Plains Weather, and coming up, a United We Rock celebration to honor the 250th birthday of America, 150th birthday of Colorado. Joining me now, the chair of the 250-150 committee, Jen Furta. Of course, Jen, big supporter, and obviously you've been at UCCS for a long time, but you are a big supporter of our community, and I know you're honored to be the chair of this unique event coming up.
100%. Love supporting our city, love supporting good times, love leading into our 150th and 250th, love all the things.
Tell me a little bit about the festival coming up here. It's on August 1st, Rockledge Ranch, but tell me more about the event.
Absolutely. It's a beer, whiskey, and music festival. August 1st, which is Saturday, it goes from 2 to 8 p.m. We are charging a whopping $25. And that comes with a 10 pass, a little 10 punch card for sampling beer and wine and whiskey. And we are going to have 6 bands throughout the day, starting at 2 p.m. There will be a new band every hour on the hour. We're really, truly saying this is something for everyone. There's going to be reggae and folk and dance and jazz. It's going to be an absolute blast. This is a little baby fundraiser for Rockledge Ranch. Anything that we make above and beyond what it costs to put on the festival will go to the Rockledge Ranch. And probably one thing for some of your readers and listeners to know, we are saying that this is family friendly, not family focused.
Got it.
Because it is a beer and whiskey festival.
Sure.
But we do have a whole little kid area.
Got it. Okay, well, I mean, anytime anybody is getting together to celebrate our country and our state, I think it's good news. And I can tell everybody, if you are involved, Jen, I know it's going to be a good time. How can we learn more? How can we get tickets? All that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Again, tickets are $25. And for my friends who are under 21 or not drinking, it's only $5
Nice.
to come and hang out. And then you can just go to the Rockledge Ranch website and click on events, and you can go right there, and that'll get you to the website. So easy peasy.
Awesome. And you are going to give Peaks to Plains a couple tickets here to do a giveaway. We'll do that over the next couple of days, yes. Anything else we should know, Jen, about United We Rock coming up on August 1st?
You know what? It's just going to be a good time. And truly, there is something for everyone. We have over 20 breweries, over 15 food trucks. We have local art vendors are going to be there. And quite frankly, just being on site at Rockledge Ranch is magical. It is going to be something for everyone. So please come celebrate all that we are.
Nice. Well, and I know you don't do anything small, my friend. So United We Rock coming up August 1st, Rockledge Ranch, 250th birthday of America, 150th birthday of Colorado. Jen Furta on the committee, thank you so much for being here with us on Peaks to Plains Weather, and early congratulations on putting on a fantastic event.
Thank you. You're in charge of weather, just so you know.
Okay, well, I'll put an order in, Jen. I'll put an order in. And I think that order is going to work out good because we dry out a little bit heading into this weekend. I have a VIP 4-pack that they have given me to give away. So it's the full ticket with the tasting that you can do. The first person to send me an email, because people are watching in all kinds of different places, Roku, Fire TV, in the app, on YouTube, on social media. The first person to send me an email to share at peaks, the number 2, plainsweather.com. That's share at peaks2plainsweather.com. That say in there that you would want those tickets. I will connect with you and I will give you those. So thanks to them, United We Rock, the committee, for giving me the 4 VIP tickets. Again, that is share at peaks2plainsweather.com. And we will talk about the extended forecast, including how long the storms stick around this week and when things change up a little bit. And then I'll tell you something else you can check out on YouTube that I posted yesterday that takes a look kind of at the winter when we come back. You are on Peaks to Plains Weather. This is Mornings with Meister on Monday morning. Be right back. Love your yard with a new outdoor space from F&B Landscaping. From a new build to a new project in an existing yard, we listen and give you the yard you want within your budget. Lawns, water features, xeriscaping. We've got the artistic touch and technical know-how to bring the peak of Colorado outdoor living to your home. Reliable, trustworthy. Visit fblandscapes.com to schedule a free consultation today.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Dewey, here with another water-wise tip.
During summer, do you know why we water up to 3 days a week?
To make the best use of me.
Exactly. It builds deeper, stronger roots and makes your lawn more resilient.
Also, use the cycle and soak method. Try shorter cycles with breaks in between to reduce runoff.
And in spring or fall, you can water 1 or 2 days per week. Be water-wise and your lawn will thrive.
Now that's water-wise. Learn more at csu.org/waterwise.
Love your yard with a new outdoor space from F&B Landscaping. From a new build to a new project in an existing yard, we listen and give you the yard you want within your budget. Lawns, water features, xeriscaping. We've got artistic touch and technical know-how to bring the peak of Colorado outdoor living to your home. Reliable, trustworthy. Visit fblandscapes.com to schedule a free consultation today.
Another attorney commercial with big promises? Millions of dollars, practicing law 24 hours a day, blah, blah, blah. Let's get rid of the smoke and mirrors. None of that really matters. What does matter? Having a medical doctor as your attorney. That matters.
Well, what I need you to know about the extended forecast is that the seasonal wind shift that we often have this time of year is fully in place. And I'm going to use the water vapor imagery because it helps to give us a better idea of where the water is thicker in the atmosphere, especially in the mid and upper levels, even if we don't see clouds out there. So the Milky White's kind of what we're looking for. You see the circulation that we've got here. And there are some areas of enhanced moisture over Colorado and off to the southwest. So as we move through the next several days, the high shifts to the south just a little bit. And that means that we start to get a little bit more west to east flow over Colorado. And so as we get into the early part of the week here, we're going to do better at pushing these storms off to the east. Now, you can see these couple pockets of moisture. Those will rotate up around here early this week as well. So I think from today through about Thursday, we are looking pretty good for storm chances out there. And there's a lot of water to use, not only aloft with the monsoon, but at the surface as well, like we already talked about. And so the storms that are out there, let's say the strongest half of them on a daily basis, have been easily producing a ½ inch of rain, and some of them have been producing more than an inch of rain. In fact, on the northwest side of Colorado Springs on Saturday, one of those storms hit, and a lot of neighborhoods got more than an inch of rain, and it was really the only part of town where we had something. So just, it's going to be feast or famine. Some of us are going to miss out, but if you catch a storm, you're going to do pretty good. So hopefully between having some storms around the next 3 or 4 days, we can kind of catch everybody with a storm at some point. Obviously, the afternoon, early part of the evening tends to be more active. That's how it works around here as we kind of take this washing machine and recirculate some of the moisture underneath there as well. So it'll be a pretty active early part of the week with things eventually changing as we head into the weekend. So let's kind of walk through here what happens as we head through the rest of the week. Every day, we're getting that clockwise flow. And so we build storms up over the mountains. Here's the monsoon tap that you can see, and we kind of rotate things off to the east. Tomorrow and Wednesday in particular should have the best coverage of storms and the heaviest storms across the area. And a couple of them could produce some wind gusts around 60 miles per hour, so we'll keep an eye on that. Then after Thursday, things start to change up a little bit. And the reason being is that the high shifts off to the southwest. You see this black line here? That's where the circulation center will be. So we kind of start to pull on some drier air, which is good news for the United We Rock Festival into this weekend. And push the moisture off to the south a little bit. Will dry out some as August begins on Saturday, and the temperatures will come back up. So it's going to be another hot one out there today. When a cool front arrives this evening, we will see the temperatures come down a little bit for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, those particularly active days. And then we get into the weekend and the numbers come back up, kind of peaking again on Sunday, which will be the hottest day of the extended forecast, and not too far off of what we had yesterday. Then early next week, we may get some storms around again, but I think the characteristic of those storms may be different, where they'll be the type that don't produce a ton of rain and do have some gusty winds, some of the high base type storms. I'll keep an eye on that. But there's certainly a drying trend into the weekend. So if you get hit by storms through the week here, in particular through Thursday, they will bring some heavy rain. Pueblo, the eastern plains, we're seeing the storm chances pick up, so that's really, really good news. We get hot again over the weekend. By Sunday and Monday, maybe we're back up over 100 again, and that might be a little too low there. And we probably stay dry kind of into next week. So there are some changes to watch for, but the next few days, make sure you keep the Peaks to Plains weather app handy. That is the number one place where we can take care of you and your family. And so if you haven't downloaded the Peaks to Plains weather app yet, go ahead and do so. Tell some friends about it at work, because we can give you a digital shoulder tap if there's flash flood warnings, if we're doing live coverage, if there is flooding or debris flows happening around the Aspen Acres Fire. And we'll have to keep a real close eye on that. Also the Willow Fire west of Leadville the next couple of days. In fact, in western Colorado, we did have a couple of issues over the weekend. Rachel was posting about this yesterday. This is associated with the Gold Mountain Fire that is off to the northeast of Ouray. You can see Highway 550 was impacted by a debris flow here. And obviously that, causing some issues. That's the kind of thing we are watching out for with our local fires. And so all of you that are back home from the Aspen Acres Fire, you need to pay attention here the next couple of days, because we could have something like that happen. Again, tomorrow in particular looks like a day where we're really kind of pinging the fire, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's see you guys commenting on some things since I last talked about your comments here. When we were talking about the United We Rock, Wizard Vitas says this: I found an old Budweiser can. There is some history for you. Quinetta's checking in this morning, sitting out on the deck, says it feels pretty good in Manitou. And Julie says, happy Monday. Julie, happy Monday to you as well. I hope that you have a good day. Winter's Ranch says, we definitely need the rain. They are in the chat as well. I hope you can get some. Let's see. Some of you saying, I'm not getting rain. Some of us are. Just depends. Like I said, it's kind of feast or famine, but chances are pretty good here. I hope everybody gets some between now and Thursday before we dry it out a little bit. You can check out what's happening with the El Nino on YouTube right now. I'll post that on peakstoplainsweather.com. I posted it on social media this morning. I'll show that to you on Mornings with Meister tomorrow morning. Did a little bit of a dive over the weekend. We talk about where we are now with the monsoon, what forecasts are looking like. And I kind of go back and look at some previous El Ninos and what those have done historically across different parts of Colorado. I'll have that for you tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. That's it for Peaks to Plains Weather Mornings with Meister on this Monday. We will be tracking storms this afternoon. So have a good day, my friends. Thanks for starting your day with me. I appreciate it, and cheers to you. It's time for me to go make another mug of the American Dream from American Classic Coffee. Have a good day.
This is John May, General Manager of Petrale Roofing, up on another customer's roof doing a free 21-point inspection. If you'd like us to take a look at your roof, give us a call today, 719-375-8773. We'd be happy to take a look and see the condition of your roof. Petrale Roofing, we're a Diamond certified TAMCO installer, which means we can offer a industry-leading 25-year workmanship warranty to give you peace of mind in the storm. Call Petrale Roofing, 719-375-8773. Schedule your free inspection today.